Hi and welcome to the Tristan channel, and today I'll be talking about a place. I'll be doing a ghost investigation at some point. I'll be doing this investigation with a fellow YouTuber and a mate of mine, so stay tuned for that. You have to wait and see who. No spoilers. Said to be the most haunted place in Dorset, Knowlton Church can be found on the outskirts of Wimborne. Known for its ruined Norman Church, Neolithic rings and pagan relics. Paranormal investigators have recorded sightings of unexplained phenomena, and even the most skeptical of people have had strange experiences. Paranormal groups investigating the site have found themselves enveloped in swirling white mists and have heard ethereal voices chattering around them, although no source of voices can ever be traced. Knowlton is a hamlet in the civil parish of Woodlands, Dorset, England. It is about 6 miles north of town Wimborne Minster and about 1 mile south of the village of Wimborne, St Giles. Its most recognisable features are a ruined Norman church built within a Neolithic henge monument. Early Christian activity at Knowlton is indicated by a mid to late Anglo-Saxon inhumation cemetery, which was discovered to the east of Church Henge in 1958. Excavations located 16 burials within chalk-cut graves, some align east to west. Knowlton is recorded in the Domesday Book of 1086 to 87 as Shalnolton, Winfrith, Newsborough, East or West Lulworth, Winterbourne and Knowlton were held by King William. They were previously held by King Edward. The Domesday Book also records 2 hides of the land of the Count of Mortain in Knowlton, named as a Chenolton in the book, held by Ansgar, which was held by Elfenar in the time of King Edward. This land paid geld was enough for 1 plough with 1 slave and 1 boarder, a mill paying, and was worth 25 esses, were those. The site of the ancient village of Knowlton, as opposed to the present-day hamlet, is located 500 metres west of Knowlton Church, along Lumber Lane at the banks of River Allen. There is little to be seen on the ground, but aerial photos do show the village layout. The henge enclosing Knowlton Church is only one of 3 henges known as Knowlton Circles and associated earthworks. However, Church Henge is the best preserved and is maintained by English heritage. Nearby is Great Barrow, the largest round barrow in Dorset. Aerial photographs reveal a large number of ploughed out barrows in the immediate vicinity. Knowlton Church is a ruined building of unknown dedication, standing near the centre of Church Henge. The earliest parts of the building are the 12th century chancel and nave, and there are 15th and 18th century additions and alterations. The church was in use in 1550, however the lack of use led to calls to demolish it in 1659, but it saw a revival after this time, and a north aisle was built in 1730. Later in the 18th century, the roof fell in and the church was abandoned. The church is a Grade 2 listed building. The nearby Victorian-built Church of the Ascension at Woodlands has a 12th century circular stone font, originally from Knowlton Church. This place is open 24/7. You just go there and walk across the field. Surrounded by a Neolithic earthwork, the hollow shell of Knowlton Church is one of the most atmospheric places in Dorset, and also is said to be one of its most haunted. The ruins are imbued with a mystical, almost enchanting aura, and the church's location at the centre of a pagan circle stands a testimony to a long ago clash of religious creeds. The way in which it was deliberately sited in the middle of a pagan place of worship demonstrates how those who were charged with converting the local populace to Christianity did so by adapting older pagan sites and assimilating them into their religion. Standing stones that had been held sacred for thousands of years were broken up and used in the construction of the church, or else they were toppled and buried in the ground. In 2005, students on the dowsing course at the site unearthed one such ancient stonework, which they believed formed a part of the stone circle that the builders of the church had toppled and buried in order to demonstrate the superiority of the new faith over the old. Despite its abandonment, there was once a thriving community in the village of Knowlton. But in the late 15th century, the population was decimated by the Black Death. Its few surviving inhabitants abandoned their village and migrated elsewhere. The houses gradually fell into decay and were eventually ploughed into the earth, where vague traces of the foundations can still be seen a few hundred yards to the west of the church. The church, however, continued to attract a congregation for several more centuries. In the 18th century, its roof collapsed and its days as a place of worship were numbered. Today, despite the picturesque surroundings, a certain aura of melancholy hangs heavy over the site, and the spirits of some who have passed this way in the last 4,000 years are still said to linger here. A phantom horse and rider are said to gallop across the site in the dead of night. They then proceed to pass straight through the church as though it wasn't there. Elsewhere, a ghostly face has been witnessed peering from the top window of the tower. Then there is the shade of a weeping woman, whom some accounts describe as a nun that has been seen kneeling outside the church. Although what sin or transgression she is trying to purge herself of is not known. Paranormal groups investigating the site have found themselves enveloped in a swirling white mist and have heard ethereal voices chattering around them, although no source for the voices can ever be traced. A lady and her 2 children, who were visiting the site during daylight hours, were startled by a tall figure dressed in black that suddenly appeared from nowhere. It proceeded to walk right across their path and then promptly vanished. Others have reported sightings of the same figure in the dead of the night, and have commented on a truly menacing aura that seems to emanate from it. Paranormal activity aside, there is a spiritual paradox about this this ancient place, in that despite the efforts of those long ago, holy men to stamp Christianity over the early beliefs of their pagan forerunners, their efforts eventually came to naught. Indeed, for most of the past 2 centuries, their church has lain in ruins, with only the spirits of the older faith for company. And the more I look at this, the more I'd love to do my investigation there. So there you have it, Knowlton Church, one of the most haunted sites in England. If you like this video, hit like, and if you haven't, then please show support by subscribing to this channel, and stay tuned for the upcoming investigation. Until the next video, take care and be well.